Hello, dear students. Today we are going to study poem number 5, The Ball Poem. The poem is composed by John Berryman. Okay, it means here in this poem we will talk about a ball. All right, dear students, first of all, let me tell you about the poet John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He is best known for the Dreams songs, which was a sequence of 385 poems. He won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Songs. He also won National Book Award. Dear students, the Ball poem is one of the famous poems of John Berryman. Let me introduce you the poem. The poet John Berryman, through this poem, the Ball poem, has described the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He has touched the topic of how to stand up against the miseries and sorrows of life. Okay, so now we will start the poem. Dear students, here I am showing you the pic of harbor because you will get to know about the word from the poem. Harbor means a place where the ships are parked. Okay. Now let's begin with the poem. The Ball poem. Here a boy loses a ball. He is very upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor it is difficult to buy another ball. Why then is the boy so upset? We will read this poem to see what the poet thinks has been lost and what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing something. Okay, now let's start. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. Dear students, merrily means happily, cheerfully. Okay? And bouncing means jumping up and down. Okay? And the ball jumps up and down. Next word is here, like merrily, I told you, merrily over. Merrily means happily. Okay, over there. Dear students, here the poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction because he has lost his ball. He means here the poet. The poet wants to know about the boy and his reactions. Further, he asks to himself that what this boy will do after losing his ball. उसके बाद पोएट अपने आप सोचते हैं कि अब वो बच्चा क्या करेगा जिसकी बॉल गुम हो गई है. The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. He says that the ball was cheerfully jumping up and down in the street. Okay? क्योंकि पोएट ने उस बॉल को बॉय के हाथ से छूटकर गली में उछलते हुए देखा था, नीचे की तरफ जाते हुए. This means that when the ball skipped from the boy's hand, it went into the street and later on it fell into the nearby river. Okay? Now, dear students, here the poet has used some literary poetic devices. First one is anaphora, because anaphora means use of repeated words in two or more consecutive lines. And here you can see the word what. What has been repeated. Next poetic device is assonance. Assonance means repeated use of vowel. And here the vowel O has been repeated. Where? In the word boy, okay, now, and, who, and lost. So in this line the vowel O is prominent. It means the poet has used here assonance. Now let's move on to next one. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. Okay, where his ball went. Now, here we see that the poet is talking about the boy who has lost his ball. Further, the poet says that I would not intrude on him. A dime another ball is worthless now. He senses first responsibility. Now, dear students, grief means sorrow. Grief. The word grief means sorrow. मतलब दुख. Rigid. Rigid means fixed. Okay, motionless. Trembling. Trembling means shaking. Next word is harbor. Harbor means dock and port. As I told you earlier that it is a parking space for the ship. Okay. Intrude. Intrude means invader. A person who is not welcomed. And dime. Dime is equivalent 10 cent. US 10 cent. Another ball. Worthless is worthless. Worthless means valueless, useless. Okay. So now the poet says that there is no benefit of consoling the boy. पोइट को लगता है कि उस बच्चे को कंसोल यानी कि सांत्वना दे के कोई फायदा नहीं बाय सेइंग दैट ही विल गेट अनदर बॉल बिकॉज ही हैज अदर बॉल्स टू क्योंकि उस बच्चे के पास ऑलरेडी और बॉल्स भी हैं ही सेज सो बिकॉज द बॉय इज फीलिंग वेरी सैड पोइट इसलिए यह कहते हैं कि वो बच्चा बहुत ज़्यादा दुखी है अपनी बॉल को खो जाने से दो उसके पास और भी बॉल्स हैं बट वो फिर भी दुखी है ही इज कंप्लीटली सराउंडेड बाय सॉरो ही इज सैड बिकॉज ऑल द मेमोरीज ऑफ द चाइल्डहुड डेज वेंट डाउन द हार्बर विद द बॉल ही इज नॉट सैड फॉर द बॉल बट ही इज सैड फॉर हिज चाइल्डहुड डेज द डेज विच ही हैड स्पेंट विद हिज बॉल अब वो इसलिए दुखी है क्योंकि उस बॉल के साथ ही उसकी जो बचपन की यादें हैं वो भी पानी में चली गई हैं Now, here the poet says that the boy is very sad as the ball which has now gone into the water reminds him of those sweet memories of the times when he owned it. Okay, जब वो उस बॉल के साथ खेलता था वो सब बातें वो यादें उनके लिए वो ज़्यादा परेशान है This loss is unbearable for him and he is grief stricken. Okay, he is very sad. The poet says that he can't even tell the boy to take some money from him in order to buy another ball. Poet ये भी कहता है कि उस बच्चे को ये भी नहीं कह सकता कि मुझसे पैसे ले ले और दूसरी बॉल खरीद ले. He says so because the new ball will not bring the sense of belonging to the boy. Because अगर पोइट उसको दूसरी बॉल खरीद के देते भी हैं तो उस बॉल के साथ बॉय का उतना अटैचमेंट नहीं होगा जितना उस बॉल के साथ था जो हार्बर में खो गई है Further, the poet says that the time has come for the boy to learn the responsibility. Okay, responsibility of taking care of the things. अब पोइट ये भी कहते हैं कि ठीक है अगर बच्चे की बॉल खोई भी है तो इससे वो एक लेसन सीखेगा और लेसन होगा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का मीन्स हमें लाइफ में रिस्पॉन्सिबल होना चाहिए अपनी चीज़ों के लिए उनको संभाल कर रखना चाहिए So the poet has used here again the poetic device repetition. Repetition means the poet has repeated the word ball here. You can see here in the first line balls, the word, and again the poet has used the word here his ball went another ball. So ball word has been repeated. Now let's move on to next stanza. In a world of positions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Now, first of all, we'll see the word meanings. Possessions means ownership. Okay, in a world of positions where a people owns the things. External means here things with which feelings are not attached. External things, not emotional. Desperate means hopeless. Okay. Epistemology means the Greek word epistem means knowledge. Okay. Now, here the point says that the boy has to learn that in this materialistic world many of his belonging will be lost. पोइट कहता है कि उस बच्चे को ये सीखना है कि इस भौतिकवादी संसार में, यानी कि जहां लोग सिर्फ चीजों से प्रेम करते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें खोएंगी. He personifies the ball as his belongings, be it the worldly things or the relationships he is in possession of. मीन्स हमारी वर्ल्डली जो थिंग्स होती है मटेरियलिस्टिक, उनके साथ में भी हम पोजिशन से पोजेस करते हैं उनको, और रिलेशनशिप को भी पोजेस करते हैं. सो ही सेज दैट ही हैज़ टू लर्न टू लिव विदाउट देम नो मैटर व्हाट. द पोएट सेज दैट कि उस बच्चे को इन दो चीज़ों के खो जाने के बाद भी जीना सीखना है कि लाइफ में कैसे जिया जाए. ही सेज नो वन कैन बाय बैक सच थिंग्स फॉर हिम. The poet says so because according to him money can't buy you everything. क्योंकि पैसे से आप सब कुछ नहीं खरीद सकते हैं, रिलेशनशिप्स नहीं खरीद सकते हैं, चीजें खरीद सकते हैं. इसीलिए मनी को क्या कहा गया है? एक्सटर्नल. If it does buy you some materialistic thing, still it will not be able to buy the sense of belongingness. मीन्स आप पैसे से चीज खरीद लेंगे, जैसे यहाँ पे पॉइंट कहते हैं कि वो उसको दूसरी बॉल ला के दे सकते हैं, बट वो बॉल बिलोंगिंगनेस का सेंस नहीं दिखाएगी उसको, क्योंकि जो बॉल थी उसकी अपनी, उसके साथ में उसकी कुछ यादें जुड़ी हुई थी. He says that the boy is learning how to stand up against the sense of lost thing. At the same time, the poet says कि अब वो बच्चा अपनी जो खोई हुई चीज़ों के साथ में कैसे उसको रिकवर करना है, स्टैंड अप होना है उसके अगेंस्ट में, वो भी सीख रहा है. This means that the boy is trying to learn the real truth of life, which states that you have to accept the miseries of life and stand up again. यानी कि लाइफ में जो दुख भरे पल आएंगे उनको भी एक्सेप्ट करना सीखना है और उनके अगेंस्ट में खड़े होकर आगे बढ़ना है. This is the truth which everyone has to learn in his or her life. The harsh truth of standing up against the odd miseries of life that everyone has to bear. Okay? This is the harsh truth. कि सभी को अपनी मिजरीज को पीछे छोड़ते हुए आगे बढ़ना है, उनसे लड़के आगे बढ़ना है. Now, dear students, let's see the poetic device. Here the poet has used the poetic device alliteration also, because the use of sound B at the start of two consecutive words, buys ball back. Okay, here buys a ball back, the B sound has been, consonant sound has been repeated. Okay, at the start of two and more consecutive words. Now, next poetic device is repetition, because again the ball word has been repeated. Balls, balls and ball, you can see here. Now, dear students, this poem has no rhyme scheme. Okay, it is a unrhymed poem. So that's all for the poem, The Ball Poem. I hope you would have learned something from the poem. Okay, now thank you. Keep watching and keep learning.